The goal of this administrator tutorial is to give you an introduction to the two sides of our curriculum, the side where you edit and modify the curriculum, and the platform, the side where we deliver it to the students and teachers. What you're seeing here is a teacher dashboard, and for now it's also an administrator dashboard that eventually will be more enhanced, contextualized to administrator needs. When you sign in, you see the students that are enrolled. You can obviously you can add students, and we can contextualize this, tailoring it to what your school specifically needs. You can go into each student, see their report card grades. You can control what subjects they're in. You can also get a quick glance of their progress. Obviously, this can be organized as needed, depending on your school's specifics. With the report cards, you get an idea of what teachers have the ability to do. They can add activities. They can also connect activities. For example, we have do-its, which are formative assessments at the end of each lesson, measuring just a student achievement according to objectives. And you can decide what's weighted. By default, we weight just a unit test. Students, when they're ready for unit tests, they'll see it in their dashboard. They can click on the test. And teachers can also see when students are done and click on the test, and it can review it and then provide the needed feedback, finalize the score. And back to that original screen where you saw is where they can weight the scores. Also, then you have the ability not just to weight the scores, but then weight the final report card and how often you want to send that out and push those grades to the parents. So this just gives you an idea that how the system and the back end reporting and controlling that. The area I want to really give a more further introduction. This is our platform. Obviously, this is according to our current curriculum, but if we were to give you your own platform, we would really make the CSS style sheets according to your template, so the style would match your school style. And right here, you can filter through all of your lessons by grade and by subject. You can also control who has access to the platform. And you can control how much access they have. You want someone only writing or only editing or only adding activities and illustrations. The people who would be the final approval after there's been the various editing processes, they're the ones that can publish it. And so all changes that are made stay in the platform until they're published, and then they're immediately pushed to all the users. And so, in fact, I'll show you real quickly. When you go to settings, went too far. When you go to the settings piece, you're able then to invite specifically whoever you want, and you can control that inviting. So right here, and then that limits or opens up as much control a user has as you want, which is obviously important when you decide what teachers should be involved in the editing process. Specifically then, I'd like to just show you one lesson to give you an idea. You can preview lessons, and this lets you see what the lesson will look like when it's finally pushed to the final product. And then you can also edit them. Let me show you one specifically that I pulled up here. It's pretty typical. This is the final product. Lets you see we have a place for teacher notes to embed worksheets that can be printed out. We in our do learning template, we always emphasize and call out boxes, biblical rationale and objectives, and essential questions to guide the learning in the unit. Again, you can control all the pictures, all the content. I'm even going to show you how you can embed a video. And then this is the formative quiz at the end. And this can be as many questions as the teachers want to make it. Color words are descriptive words. You can use them in writing poetry. Which color word does not describe this picture? Well, in that picture, we do not see any purple. Go on to the next one, and this is a little more interactive. They've been working on consonant blends in the lesson, and they have to match to blend with the pictures. So we've got the clap, we've got the clip, we got the cliff, we got the class. And then this one only had 2. Again, it can be added, but when a student marks it complete, they're finished with this lesson, and then they can now go on to the next lesson. So let's see how that was created. When you go into the lesson designer, then you can see our templates isolate the objectives, essential questions, biblical rationale. The quiz at the end is handled here. You can always preview your changes here, add flashcards that accumulate throughout the lessons. And then here is the actual instruction. You can control the format just like you would in a word processor. And then these are our different ways to highlight text, lead a student to a specific activity to do on their own, and the various interactivities, which we have. And we have specific tutorials that teach teachers how to incorporate these in the lessons, but it goes from double-clicking any word, getting the title and the pronunciation, our flashcards that allow students to have all the definitions they're responsible for learning in their virtual backpack, and they can access it at any time to review, flip through, and enhance their learning of it. The quick feedback on do-its, the quizzes, so they know how many they're getting right, and parents or teachers are made aware of that. This is anytime you want to teach a process, it's like a PowerPoint or a presentation. This is for maps, or anytime you want students to label various parts, whether it's anatomy or parts of a friendly letter, where they drag the labels to the anchors. Same with a timeline, where they drag events according to a timeline. If you want to add extra information that's relevant to the content in the lesson, that they just double click and get the extra box. And of course, there's different animations. And so I'm going to show you here, not all of them, but how easy it is. One, if you're just adding text, or I'll show you specifically in the video in this lesson. It is as easy as just simply, you just film the video on your computer, your iPhone, a camera. You save on your desktop, and then you simply upload it. It's saved into your cloud, and you insert it. And then it comes up right here. And when you insert a lesson, it's there, and then you've already seen how it's populated into the regular lesson. We actually use an iPad app for our curriculum that $2.99, and they're able to record a talking whiteboard.
During this lesson, we will discuss reasons why we write poetry, as well as look at different kinds of poems.
And that just allows you then to enhance lessons, and students can even view them at home. So that's just a quick introduction to be aware as an administrator you handle both sides of pushing it finally to students, but also the back end side of developing the curriculum and who has those controls.